parlay here with your week one matchup predictions for the 2025 NFL season. Here we go. We've got Nabers and Paris and Kittle versus Molly's Muffins. Nabers and Paris did an interesting move here and just drafted the exact same team that he got last year just so he could keep his team name. And we have got Lamar Jackson over Baker Mayfield. We've got James Cook over David Montgomery. We've got Amari and Hampton over Nick Chubb. We've got Justin Jefferson over Malik Neighbor. We've got Brian Thomas over Garrett Wilson. We've got George Kittle over Mark Andrews. We've got DeAndre Swift over Jamison Williams. Close matchup here, but I'm going to go with Swift. We're going to go with Jacoby Myers over Roma Dunze. 2 Chicago Bears in the flex spot. You hate to see it. I am leaning towards Molly's Muffins on this one. I just think that too many things could go wrong for Shelvin's team here. I mean, what if these guys don't find the end zone? What if Jamison Williams doesn't break up that big play? And what if Jacoby Myers gets traded? I don't know. Like, this guy just doesn't seem consistent enough. As gross as these flex spots are, the rest of the team is pretty solid here for Sam. Mark Andrews is probably going to get it done, and if he does, he'll probably catch a touchdown from this guy. That'll be the difference in this one. I don't think there's going to be a victory point in this matchup. I think this will be a low-scoring affair. All right, we've got the Implication versus Smelly Coot 1-4. This is our lowest projected team on the week in the Implication here at 122.89. We've got C.J. Stroud and Joe Burrow, going to go with Burrow. We've got Derrick Henry over Austin Genty. I mean, this guy getting a 21.7 projection is crazy. Chuba Hubbard over Caleb Johnson, the newly acquired RB2 on the Pittsburgh Steelers. We've got Jamar Chase over Nico Collins. We've got T. Higgins over Jerry Jeudy. David Njoku and T.J. Hawkinson. I'm going to go with Hawkinson over Njoku here. I mean, 2 Browns, that's crazy. Chris Olave and DJ Moore, this is the grossest flex position I've ever seen. These 2 guys going back-to-back is just disgusting. I'm thinking that DJ Moore is going to edge Olave because Olave might just have a concussion that ends his career. Jalen Warren and Devontae Smith, I'm going to go with Jalen Warren here, the RB1 in Pittsburgh. I'm going to go with Smelly Coot 1-4. I tend to agree with the projections here, and I also think Smelly Coot is going to get a victory point here. We have got Indy's Cheeks versus Flacco's Underdogs. This is our second lowest projected team on the week, 127.97. We've got Jaden Daniels over Kyler Murray. We have got Christian McCaffrey over Bijan Robinson. We've got Alvin Kamara over Kenneth Walker. We're going to go with Smith Najigba over Marvin Harrison. Going to go with Calvin Ridley over Matthew Golden. Brock Bowers by $1 billion over Colston Loveland. We are going to go with Isaiah Pacheco over Tyrone Tracy. These guys are both pretty gross in the flex spot as well. We're going to go with Austin Eckler over Christian Kirk. This is a gross flex. I mean, Christian Kirk? What? Oh, Addison will plug in there eventually. He's going to need him. I mean, my God, this team, the wide receivers look rough. I am going to go with Indy's Cheeks. I also think they're going to get a victory point. I think the world where Flacco's Underdogs wins this is just a monster performance out of these 2 plus a stack touchdown. He might need 2 stack touchdowns. But I don't see it happening. I'm going to go with Indy's Cheeks with the victory point. All right, we've got Zero Championship Strategy over Simp for Sarah. Let's take a look at it here. We've got Jalen Hurts and Bo Nix. I'm going to go with Hurts over Nix. We've got Devon Achane and James Conner. Going to go with Achane. We've got Josh Jacobs and Breece Hall. Going to go with Jacobs. We've got Jalen Waddle and Drake London. Going to go with London. We've got Terry McLaurin over Stephon Diggs. We have got Trey McBride over Sam Laporta. We've got Xavier Worthy and Jawan Jennings. And I am going to go with Xavier Worthy here. I think he's going to start off the year pretty hot. We've got Jahmyr Gibbs over Cooper Kupp all day. With that being said, I do think that Simp for Sarah is going to get the dub this week. I think they're going to get a victory point as well. Alvin's team is going to be just shy of that victory point. It's going to be heartbreaking because this team really needs to start out hot because, my gosh, he's got oldies. They're not going to make it through the season. He's got big injury concerns here at the RB position. He needs to start off hot, and he's not going to. I'm going to go with Simp for Sarah with the victory point and the dub. All right, this is the matchup of the week here. We've got Mecozzi and God Did. Definitely the matchup of the week. I see this being a dog fight, really. Let's get into it. We've got Dak Prescott over Mahomes. I'm going to go with Dak here. We've got Jonathan Taylor over Chase Brown. I do like Taylor this week. I think that he's going to have a big performance against Miami. And Chase Brown is too. I mean, this is going to be a good RB1 matchup here. Travion Henderson and Javonte Williams. I do think that this matchup is closer than it seems, but I am leaning towards Travion because Javonte just stinks. CeeDee Lamb and Amon-Ra. I'm leaning towards CeeDee, but this is very, very close matchup. Amon-Ra, I could totally see Amon-Ra outscoring CeeDee this week as well. But I do think that with my projection, I'm going to go with CeeDee. All right, we've got Cortland Sutton and Tyreek Hill. I'm leaning towards Hill on this one, even though It's going to be closer than it seems. Cortland Sutton getting a little disrespected on the projection here. I guess Tennessee's got a good secondary. We've got Travis Kelce and Tucker Kraft. Going to go with Kelce over Kraft. Tony Pollard over Devontae Adams. That's a close one as well. We've got Igbuka and DK Metcalf. I'm going to go with Metcalf over Igbuka here. Just wide receiver 1 over a wide receiver 2. With that being said, Chuck's got a little edge in the wide receiver room, sure. But honestly, I just hate the Chiefs. I think that Mahomes stinks. I think that Kelsey's just not going to get it done for him in the way that he needs him to get it done. Devontae Adams might be getting it done, but Tony Pollard is going to be a workhorse this week, week 1. Yeah, I'm going to go with God did. I think he's going to squeak in there and get a victory point as well. He's going to be right around it, though. Right around it, just squeaking in to get a victory point. God did over Mecozzi. All right, we've got Detrimentally Horny and Sugar and Tea. We've got Jerk and Goff going up against Josh Allen, and I'm going to go with Allen there. I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley over Kyron Williams. Going to go with Bucky Irvin over Aaron Jones. Going to go with Puka Nacua over A.J. Brown. Going to go with Lad McConkey over George Pickens. This one's a little closer than it may seem, but I'm going to go with Lad. I am going to go with the nasty boy, Jake Ferguson over Kyle Pitts. Going to go with Mike Evans over Zay Flowers. I do think that Evans is due for a big week 1. Tep McMillan and Ricky Pearsall. I lean towards Pearsall on this one. I do think that Pearsall is probably going to get it done. McMillan's just got to prove himself out there, and I think he will eventually. It's just, my man McLovin in the week 1 matchup. I think that Pearsall is probably going to edge him out in a dog fight, a matchup in the conference there against Seattle. I am leaning towards Sugar and Tea on this one. This is closer than it may seem. There's a lot of disparity up at the top here, and I just think, Josh Allen against Baltimore, you hate to see that going up against that. You're like, oh, shit, this guy might get 40. So it's going to be a difference maker there. Saquon against Dallas, he could have 3 touchdowns. It's just a lot of upside on Sugar and Tea here, drafted well. This is a rivalry week, folks. This is a rematch of the 2023 championship here. Unlike the championship that Detrimentally Horny took home that year, I think Sugar and Tea is going to take it home this year in the week 1 matchup. All right. With that being said, victory points. I'm thinking Sugar and Tea gets a victory point. I'm also thinking Detrimentally Horny gets a victory point. I think this team's going to put up numbers that you may be surprised to see. With that being said, let's recap. We've got Sugar and Tea over Detrimentally Horny. Both these guys getting victory points. We've got God Did over Team Mecozzi. God Did getting the victory point. Sim for Sarah over Zero Championship Strategy. And we have got Sim for Sarah getting the victory point. Indy's Cheeks over Flacco's UnderDawgs. Indy's Cheeks getting the victory point. And we have got Smelly Coot 1-4 over the Implication. Smelly Coot 1-4 getting the victory point. And then we've got Molly's Muffins over Nabers and Paris and Kittle. And I'm thinking that Molly's Muffins is going to get the no victory point. I think there's not going to be a victory point in this matchup, unfortunately. Low-scoring affair. All right, gentlemen, that's it for your Week 1 matchup predictions. Good luck.